Hello, everyone, and welcome to our dumbbell workout. So this week we're going to do another round of supersets, but this time we're going to do agonist muscles. So that's the same muscles. So you'll see in group one we're going to do chest flies, and then we're going to do French presses. So we're going to be working our push muscles for group one, and so it's going to go like that throughout the workout. So you may want to use a bit different of dumbbells if you have a bunch of choices available, or you may need to reduce your reps if you notice the fatigue's really coming on. So let's get started with our warm up. So we'll start with leg swings like we normally do, trying to get at our hips, our hamstrings, our quads, opening them up, switching sides, same thing. And we'll move on to agility skater. So going from one side, some quick footwork to the opposite side, back and forth, back and forth. Let's get our heart rates up. Good job. Next, we'll get on the ground, do our iron cross. So in the T position on our backs, right leg comes towards left hand, then switch, opposite side, working on our thoracic spine, our glutes, and our hamstrings. And we can get up, go into butt kicks. So I'm going to just start with a march, and I'm just going to switch my camera so you can see my head a little bit. So keep going. Now we can go into a bit of a jog and go into a run. Good. Arm circles are next. Get my mat out of the way. So palms down. Slowly get bigger till we get to fulls. And palms up, going reverse. Same thing. Slowly get bigger till we get to full rotations. And let's finish with our punch combination. So we're going to go jab, cross, hook. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switching sides. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Great job, everyone. All right, let's get right into our workout. So grab your bench, grab a set of dumbbells, pick your reps. I'm going to do 10 like I always do. So starting with chest flies. On our bench, hand dumbbells start together, open up and close. Open up, close. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling on the way up, inhaling on the way down. Good. So for French press, you can either use 2 dumbbells, or if you want, you can grab one heavier one. That's what I'm going to do. So sitting on my bench like this, coming overhead, dropping down, and then extending. You can do this from a standing position too, but then you lose me in the camera. So I'm going to do it seated. Good job. And we got a little bit of rest here. So before we go into the chest flies, so what I notice a lot of people do with the chest flies is they kind of collapse in and they make it almost like a press. What you really want to do is open up nice and wide. So I keep my elbows slightly bent. I open up really wide and then I close, open, close. I'm doing that and trying to stay at chest height the whole time. So let's get into round two. Open, close, open, close. Slight arm bend as I go about, working on my breathing, working on my pacing. And then for the French press, big thing I want to focus on here is trying to keep my elbows fairly close to my head. So it really depends on your shoulder flexibility. So I'm going to try and squeeze my elbows in a little bit as I go. It also makes it quite a bit harder. So I'll show you a side profile this time. So you can see my back posture. So try to keep my elbows nice and tight, staying nice and tall. And we got a little bit of time to rest before we go into our third round. So really focus on your breathing, really focus on your technique, trying to stay at chest level the whole time here. Get ready and go. And put these away. We got one more round of our French presses. Then we will move into our leg exercises. So we're going to do split squats and forward lunges. Really burn out our quads pretty good there. Give our upper body a break, give our shoulders and our triceps a bit of a break here. After this last round, so get ready and go. So notice how I'm trying to keep my elbows close to my head as I go about here. And always try and come around the side of your head with the dumbbell. Don't come over top, especially when you're tired. You'll bonk yourself in the head. So Bulgarian split squats are next. I'm just going to move my bench over here to the side a bit. So you're probably not going to need a very heavy weight. You can use 2 weights and have them at your sides. That's what I'm going to do. Or you could hold 1 weight in a goblet fashion as well. So I'm going to use something fairly light. I'm just using 10 pounds here. So foot up, drop down, come up, drop down, come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switching sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to keep the same weights for my lunges. So just doing something a little bit lighter, especially because we're going back to back with these. So normally I'd probably use 15s, but I'm dropping 5 pounds because we're doing our lunges now. So step forward, forward lunge, drop down, step back. Step forward, step back. Step forward, step back. Nice straight line throughout. Ooh, lost my balance. Switching sides. Good job, everyone. This one's going to be a tough one, right? We're not getting a lot of rest. You may need to modify your reps. So maybe you're doing 5 each side instead of 10 if you're trying to follow along with me. Back into our Bulgarians. So I'm going to have the top of my foot on the bench this time rather than just my toe, which creates just a bit more stability. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switching sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Quick shake of my legs before we get into our forward lunges. So really focus on your balance here and your pacing. Step forward, step back. Nice and tall through the chest. Try not to collapse. You notice that I'm looking at the camera the whole time here. And I'm trying to step directly forward too. So you see my feet stay in a line the whole time as I go through here. Switching sides. And 10. Then a quick shake of the legs. Quads are really starting to burn. Heart rate's coming up as well as we go into our last round. So go at the depth that works for you. Some people may be even able to get your knee all the way to the ground. I'm nowhere near it. I'm still about 6 to 8 inches above. That's what works for me. But you may just be doing a small little dip, depending on what works for your range of motion and your strength. So adjust how you see fit. I think I got one more. Whew. We always got to remember what our capabilities are. Try not to work to someone else's. Very important. And go. Forward lunges. Nine, 10, and switch for me. And 10. Now we can give our legs a break, much needed, and move to upper body. So we're going to do upright rows and hammer curls. So getting ready and go. So upright row, you're pulling the weight straight up. You notice how I'm standing nice and tall, just a slight bend in my knees, pulling the dumbbells up to around my chest each time. And much easier on our heart rates, the upper body stuff, than the lower, which is a big reason why everyone wants to avoid the leg exercises, right? Legs are hard. Let's just do the upper body. Not a good way of doing things over the long term, but very much like what a lot of people do, right? All right, so we're gonna get into our hammer curls next. I'm using the same weight I used for my upright rows. So hammer curls, your thumbs are gonna point to the sky, and so you're just gonna curl like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So upright rows, they really work your traps. They're going to work your biceps a little bit as you're kind of pulling. You're kind of doing a little bit of a curl through there. And then they're going to work your rhomboids a little bit, which are the muscles between your shoulder blades, and a little bit of your rear delt. So I'll show you a side profile for these ones in round 2. So from the side, it looks like this. It's pulling up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For hammer curls, you're going to be working all your forearm muscles that go across your elbow, and then you're going to be working the short head of your biceps. So that's what they're doing when we're doing this type of motion. So a lot of the smaller forearm muscles get involved with this one. That's why it's good to do different variations of the same exercise. So, upright rows, quite a bit different than a bent over row in terms of the muscles used, not really using your lats at all. All right, hammer curl, side profile. So notice how my elbows stay glued to my side. They're not coming forward like this. And it gets into more of a anterior deltoid or shoulder exercise, not so much on the biceps. You notice because of the weight, it's kind of making me rock a little bit. So when I'm coming forward, I'm not as stable. So I really got to use my core to kind of keep myself involved, or I'll do one of these things. So what you want to avoid is kind of that hyperextension. You want to stay tall. If you're using really heavy weights for your body weight, you may need to have a staggered stance. And that'll help keep you a bit more stable. So we're going into round 3. Get ready and go. Just pulling, trying to squeeze our upper traps. I can tell you, I can really feel it through my forearms quite a bit there. I don't know if you feel it the same, but it definitely challenges me. It's probably my weak point. So going into our hammer curls again, I'm targeting those, so I'm getting already pretty fatigued there. But try and keep your core nice and active so that we don't rock back and forth. I want to stay nice and tall, nice and straight, using our abs so we don't hinge as we do our curl. One more for me, and that's it. So we got our lower body pull exercises to finish. So a dumbbell swing and a single leg deadlift. So dumbbell swing, you can, if you have something heavier, that's what you're going to probably want to use. For the single leg deadlifts, you can either use one heavy weight or you can use two lighter weights. Depends on what you have available, right? All right, so feet shoulder width apart, hand over hand, grab your dumbbell, pick it up in a deadlift fashion, where you hinge forward and then swing. Swing. Right up to about shoulder height, slightly above. 8, 9, 10. You notice when I'm doing that, it's all coming from my hamstrings and my glutes. So I'm dropping and driving, really squeezing through here, and then I'm just controlling it with my shoulders. So I'm really not using my arms to do anything other than to not throw the dumbbell through the computer screen. Now with the single leg deadlifts, again, we can either use one heavy weight or two lighter weights. You can balance yourself by keeping your toe down, or you can let your foot extend. Whatever works for you. I'm going to show you with the foot extended first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And from a side profile, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice flat backs. 5. Contracting the abs every time you pull up. Keep your balance. Hopefully better than I did. Only a few seconds before we get into our swings. So I'll show you a side profile here. So hand over hand, grab it, hinge, squeeze, drive. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So pretty dynamic exercise. Definitely gets your heart rate up. Gets your breathing up as well. So we got the single leg deadlifts again. So this time around, I'm going to keep my toe down. So that'll help me balance myself a bit better. So toe down, behind, hinge forward, pull through that front leg. So I want all the work to come through my front leg still. That back toe is just there to help support my balance. Whoa. Switching sides. And I only got 10 seconds to spare before going to our last round of dumbbell swings. Get ready, and nice and dynamic, hand over hand, grab, explode. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to put my 2 dumbbells away. I'm going to do my last round of single leg deadlifts with a single dumbbell. So showing the difference there. So 2 ways we can do this. You either have it in the opposite hand of the leg that's down, or you can have it in the same hand as the leg that's down. They slightly work the muscle groups differently. So I'm going to do 5 of each. And if you want to, you can follow along. So get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. So the one way, we're going to work, if you have it in the same side, you're going to work your groin muscles a little bit more as you try and stabilize and stop yourself from rotating. So like this. If you have it in the opposite, you're going to work your glute a lot more as it's pulling you down and it's forcing your glute to stabilize. And that's it. Good job, everyone. We're going to get right into our cool down here. So start with the downward dog. So I'll face the computer. So butt up and back. You can pedal at your calves. Nice deep breathing. And lizard, so half kneel position. Hinge forward. You can get your elbows to the ground if you have that flexibility. Obviously, you can tell I don't. And switching sides. Try and pull this leg into your triceps. That gets your groin involved. The back leg, it should be your hip flexor. And pigeon, so coming forward now in that 90 position. And then this one, I can get down on my elbows. I kind of disappear a little bit here though. And switching sides. I'll back up. And into Cobra now. So dropping our hips to the ground, looking to the sky. Every time we exhale, just let our hips drop to the ground. Just a millimeter or so. Just trying to get our low back to relax, especially from all the sitting we do. This is a good one. Back into the half kneel, hands on the inside, and then open up. Notice how I'm trying to create a straight line here. And switching sides. Half kneel, open up. Hands pointing to the sky. Try and push it into the wall behind me, so towards the dumbbell rack in your view. And let's finish with child's pose. Keep your fingertips forward, forehead to the mat, button to your heels. Breathe. And we're done. Great job, everyone, on another superset workout. So this one being the agonist, so it's a lot more fatiguing than when you're working the opposite muscle group. So I hope you adjusted accordingly. Like always, check out all our other classes. Make sure you're checking out our resilience program that's ongoing. And if you haven't completed your health check, health assessment on our my well site, make sure you get that done by April 30th so you can get your thanks a ton points. So good luck and see you next time.